Peace and blessings. What's going on, Life Warrior? How you doing out there? It is Monday again. I hope that you are staying positive even though it's Monday. Every day is a brand new day, and every day is a different day, and every day is an opportunity to begin again. So I hope that regardless of the fact that it's Monday, you are bringing some kind of happiness and joy to your day. And if you're not, that's okay. That's just where you are. Hopefully this video will lift you up a little bit, or at least get you thinking and moving you in the right direction. So I got a great quote for you today. I have been pondering this one in my own life recently. And honestly, all these quotes and all these videos, they're really just like very much related to my life and what's going on. And then I'm just sharing it with you. So anybody out there thinking that I'm just like some wise teacher, I'm just like you. And I am just sharing my journey, my struggles, and the things that have helped me with you. Because look, I didn't have a lot of people in my life. I don't have any older siblings. I didn't have many older cousins. I don't have parents who are like there to give me great wisdom and insight. My mom helped me tremendously with a lot of things. But I never really had people to lean on for direction and guidance. I'm the oldest of 3 children, and so I've always sort of been the leader. Not by choice, just by chance. And so I know what it's like to kind of be on the journey by yourself and not really know who to turn to or where to turn to. So I guess that's my way of just sort of offering you a hand up, because I know what it's like to feel like you're all alone on that journey. So anyways, taking me forever to get to this quote. Let me get to this quote today. So today's Monday message is a quote that I have no idea who it's by. Honestly, it does. It sounds like it comes from like Lao Tzu or the Tao Te Ching or Confucius, or it's got, maybe like a Zen proverb, or I don't know. It just has that like real ancient feel to it. I could be 100% wrong on that too. So if you know who this quote is by, please let me know, because I really love to give credit to the quote. But here we go. Let's lay it out for you. It's really simple. The quote is, "Nothing changes if nothing changes. If nothing changes," right in here, right you, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Nothing changes unless something changes, right? Like if you are looking for things to change in your life, you're looking for things to get better, you're looking to like have something different happen, you're looking to like not be in the same patterns anymore, you're looking to break out of your limiting beliefs, you're tired of the job, you're tired of the marriage, you're tired of the types of friendships that you have. If you're wanting change in your life, nothing changes unless something changes from in here. From in here and from in here, and from the steps that you take in your life. And so you can't just sit around and complain and talk and vent and lament and moan and groan and expect your future to be different. That may be part of your process, like talking it out. For me, I gotta talk to people. I have to talk to my close friends, I gotta talk to my partner, and I gotta like talk my way through things. And as I'm hearing myself talk and hearing the words come out of me, I get a lot of clarity on my truth and how I feel. So for me, I do need to talk my way through things at some point. But ultimately, nothing changes in your life unless something changes from within you. Nothing will change unless you change. You have to change the thought pattern. You have to change the habit. You have to change the belief you have about yourself. You may need to change your living situation. You may need to change spouses. You may need to change your job situation. You just may need to change how you show up to your job, or how you show up to your spouse, or how you show up to whatever it is you're showing up to. My point is, the change comes from within first. And when we do that, when we change something inside of ourselves, it begins to change the things outside of us. So if this doesn't change, what's ever going on in here and how we are walking through life, if that doesn't change, nothing's going to change. Right? We all love that quote, wherever you go, there you are. Right? I still vividly see Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, on him stumbling through, and wherever you go, there you are. You pack your bags, wherever you go, like your bags, like you're there. Your junk is still there. So you could be changing friendships, you could be changing relationships, you could be changing jobs, and still like the same patterns are happening. The same problems, the same difficulties, the same challenges, the same drama, the same result, the same outcome, the same sadness, the same emptiness, the same loneliness. You guys, nothing changes if nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing is going to change. I cannot stress this enough to you, because so many of you out there, I can see it. You want change. You want your life to be better. You want things to be greater and bigger and fuller, and you can have that. You can have more. It's very natural for as human beings for us to want more. We all want more. We all want more money. We all want more friends. We all want more love. We all want more abundance. We all want more beautiful experiences. It's natural to want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. We should be content with what we have, but it's natural to want more for yourself. And if you are in that place where you want more for yourself, something inside of you needs to change. Because that more, you will only access that once you change whatever is going on inside of you. Your limiting beliefs or the patterns that you do every day, the things that you don't do, maybe you got to start doing them. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're caught on a hamster wheel, you're feeling like your life is lacking energy and like a spark to it, yet it's just time for something within you to change. It is time for something within you to change. I'm gonna make another video on this topic, but I'm just gonna drop a little bit here and start the conversation. If you are doing your yoga practice and you are not changing as a person, your life isn't changing around you, you are just going through the motions. You are just being a poser. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or talk down to anybody. I'm trying to give you insight because I know you want your life to improve. So I'm just going to be real with you today. Your yoga practice, right? A lot of people, I hear this a lot. How do I get good at that pose? And I always want to say, why don't you just start getting good at who you are? Why don't you start getting good at being a good human being? Who gives a shit about the pose? If your yoga practice isn't changing you as a person, if it isn't changing your patterns, if it isn't changing your likes and your dislikes, if it isn't changing how you show up every day, if it isn't changing your ability to really be present with people in your life, if it isn't changing your ability to really see yourself, you're just going through the motions. You're just being a poser and you're making it all about the poses. I want more for you, and I want you to want more for yourself. Stop approaching your yoga practice with this idea of how do I get better at this pose, and start approaching your yoga practice as how do I get better at being me, the real me, the gifted, abundant, purpose-driven being that is full of greatness, me, that you. Be that. Practice on getting good at that. Who cares how great your back bend is? You've all heard me say this, and if you haven't, I'm going to say it because you need to hear it. Right? I know lots of people who have amazing back bends, but they're still assholes. That's not, right? If you're not changing, nothing is changing. You have to change. You have to evolve. You got to change the way you look at things. You got to change the way you think about things. You got to change your value system. You got to change your patterns. You got to change your routines and your disciplines if you want change in your life. There's no shortcut around it. None. Change has to happen. So I'm sorry. I had this message that had to come through today. So I hope that it landed well with you. I hope it resonated with you. And please know this message comes from a place of pure love. I see so many of you out there. I get emails from you guys. I get DMs from you guys. I get comments from you guys. I know that you are thirsty for change and transformation in your life. I know you are. You wouldn't be following me and listening to these messages if you weren't. And I know how important transformation can be to some of you, because I know how important it was for me. And so I hope that you take this message to heart today, and that you really listen, not with these ears, but like the inner ear that really hears. That inner ear that really hears. Right? We can all hear, but that doesn't mean we're all listening. So listen to this insight that I'm trying to give you, because I'm trying to save you a decade of suffering that I had to go through. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So what are you going to change? Like, pick one thing that you're going to do this week. For me this week, right, I'm committed to getting up earlier than I normally do, because I suck at getting up early. I know yogis are supposed to do it. It's a super sattvic thing and blah, blah, blah. It's just not in my nature. It's not really aligned with my constitution. But I know it's good for me, and I am in a place in my life where I am too also seeking massive change. And so I got to do something massive. If you are looking for like greatness in your life, you got to show up being great. You can't just like think of the ideal person and always just wish that you were that. You got to start showing up with the values that that ideal person has. Right? If you start showing up better, the better you is going to show up. So I am committed to getting up earlier this week. I'm getting up at 6 a.m. I'm gonna make my social proclamation here, as y'all can hold me accountable. Every day this week I'm gonna get up at 6 a.m. and I'm gonna do my yoga practice. I'm gonna get up early before the sun rises. I'm gonna be miserable. I'm not gonna like it. It's not gonna feel good, but I want something to change in my life. And so I'm willing to do the thing that is uncomfortable, and I'm willing to do something that is different. I'm willing to step out into those areas of edginess for myself, because my desire for the change is greater than the discomfort that I may have. So what for you are you going to change this week? Are you going to change the way you think about things? Maybe you're going to not complain. Maybe rather than seeing all the things that you are unhappy with, you're going to start looking at all the things that you're grateful for. That right there is a big one. If you could just do that, I guarantee you in 1 week's time, you're going to feel different. Your life is going to start to look different. Maybe you change what you're eating. For some of us, that's a big one, right? Like I've had to deal with that too. Change what we're eating. And that's not always easy, and it can be a long road, but you gotta start somewhere. Start somewhere. And look, you don't have to make a big change. It doesn't have to be this gigantic thing. And if an airplane starts in an airport and it takes off, and you just you take its route and you just change it by like a few degrees, the place that plane lands is going to be different. Like, instead of landing in San Francisco, it may land in LA. Say it's coming from New York, and we just change the trajectory of the path, just like a centimeter or two from the beginning. I'm not being technical here, so right? The point is, if you change just a little bit in the beginning, where that plane lands in the end is going to be vastly different. So you only need a little change. It doesn't have to be big and drastic. If you're looking for a big evolution in your life, it doesn't have to start with big change. Often it starts with the small steps. So I want you to just take time to think about, what can you change this week? What can you change just this week? Don't get too caught out into the future. Know who you want to be and where you want to be in your future self, but be right in the present moment of just this week. I know I want to be a person who gets up early, gets my practice in, gets my work in, and I do those things early in the morning. I know I want to be that person, so I'm starting with a small step here of just getting up an hour earlier than what I already do. It's a small step for me. Doesn't mean that it doesn't feel big as I'm doing it. It's a small step. And I'm just committed to this week. I didn't commit like for the next 90 days. It's just this week. And then I'll reapproach next week. So I'd love for you to take this sort of approach to the process and ask yourself, what can I change this week about myself? What can I change? What is it? And maybe you need a day or two to think about that, but think about it. Self-reflect on it. Journal it. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just pick something and go. Pick something and go. Because I want you to have transformation in your life. I really do. I know the power of transformation, and I know the power of change that comes from within. And I want that for you. So please take some time to just ponder what we've discussed. Ponder what you're going to do to like really change something this week. And then let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment down below, send me an email or a DM. It brings me so much joy to hear stories from you all about how something helped you and something got you through a difficult time, or how these messages have impacted you. So if you want to share with me, please don't hesitate to do so. You can always email me back. You can drop a comment down below. You can send me a DM on Instagram. And if you're not connected with me on those platforms, please do. You can find me on Instagram, Dharma Shakti. You can find me on YouTube, Dharma Shakti. You can find my website, dharmashakti.com. Pretty easy to find these days. So get connected, get plugged in with me. I would love to be a part of your journey of unfoldment. It brings me no greater joy than to sort of be like the bridge walker. I love to walk people across the bridge to that next door of their life. So I'm here. I'm here to guide you along the way as best as I can. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And please, please, please remember to keep your head high and your heart open wide, and go out there and start living that life that you know you deserve to live. Keep shining that bright light, my life warrior. We need you. Have a great week. I honor you. Namaste.